Hello, this is Dr. Courtney Howard. I'm an emergency doctor from the subarctic where it is melting, which is why I have come to the Global Climate and Health Alliance Summit here and WHO Summit here at COP25 to figure out how we can make the world melt less. I'm also the policy director for CODA Change, and I have here the rapporteur of our conference, Professor Sir Andy Haines, who, yes, that is the man whose name is on all the papers you've been reading, and I've asked him as the rapporteur to come to us and tell us what his top 3 take-home messages from the summit were. So.
Well, firstly, Courtney, the important thing is to reframe the whole climate emergency as a health emergency, because that brings it home to people. Everyone's concerned about their health or the health of their kids or future generations. And so that really brings it home to people and will help to kind of cement the big systemic changes that we need in order to drive us in the right direction. At the moment we're going in the wrong direction, and that's because we're subsidizing, in a sense, our own destruction. We're subsidizing fossil fuels, We're subsidizing ill health, and then we create health systems to try and repair all that ill health. So we need to think about things differently. We need to think about a health-promoting, health-supporting, health-sustaining economy within these finite planetary boundaries. And that means working on food systems which can sustain nutrition in the face of these planetary level changes, climate and other changes. We need to focus on city policies because most people are living in cities, more people are going to live in cities. And so health professionals need to articulate and work with city level planners and policymakers to put in place policies for healthy, sustainable cities, transport systems, housing, and so on. And then finally, we need to work within the health system itself that we know is causing quite a lot of environmental impacts. And so as health professionals, we can help to reorient the health system, reduce its carbon emissions, but also make it more resilient to environmental change.
Canada is the 3rd worst in the world. We reported that in the Lancet Countdown brief this year, and people were very sad to learn that.
As health professionals, we don't really want to find out that we're actually doing harm by some of our activities because they're very energy hungry, and often the energy we use is very polluting. But we need to come to terms with that, and we need to really face the facts and reconfigure our health system so they're much lower environmental impact. And we can do that through zero carbon energy, but also through better procurement policies, working with the pharma and the medical equipment industries to reduce their environmental footprint.
So I'm working with CODA Change, and my job is to produce a very limited list of high-value action items to ask the world's medics to do for climate mitigation. What would your top 3 be?
Well, probably phasing out coal, because that's a bit of a no-brainer. We just have to get rid of 80%, more than 80% of coal has to stay in the ground. We know it has all sorts of toxic effects through air pollution, mercury, and so on. So let's just stop using coal.
Let's just stop using coal. That's a good take-home message.
That's a good take-home message.
Thank you, Professor Sir Andy Haines.
But don't let that just be replaced by vast amounts of gas, because we also have to, in the end, we have to stop that as well. But coal is the first priority.
Coal.
I think the second probably is sustainable food systems. So it's quite a controversial area because people don't like their diets being influenced, or they want to have freedom to choose what they want to eat, which is fine. But at the same time, we need to give the message that eating more fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds is really important. Most of us don't eat enough. And our intake is threatened by environmental change. So I
brought almonds to help save me at the conference.
Good.
Thank goodness. So did you. We were sitting there eating almonds
They
together.
are threatened by environmental change, by the way.
They're high water.
High water, but also nuts and seeds are also quite sensitive to other environmental stresses. So,
I liked what you said about the Planetary health pick at the hospital.
So this is at my university actually, but what we do now with the catering manager, he's taken on this planetary health idea in a big way.
Cool.
So he has now, every day we have this planetary health pick, so it's called the planetary pick. So you just go along and you choose the dish which has a lower environmental footprint. And what we're finding is that's much easier than telling people not to eat meat.
It's a positive message.
It's
that's
a positive
what
message.
Someone said yesterday too.
And then more and more people try it and they say, hey, it's pretty good, I can live like that. So this
so
is
that's
really...
2, we got 2, what's 3?
2, well, in terms of what we're doing, do you want it in my institution?
In the world. If you were a medic in the world, what's the 3rd thing you should do?
Well, the 3rd thing is probably, I would work probably with the health system itself, because it's not the biggest impact, but we as health professionals have a lot of influence. And so if we start getting our hospitals and our health facilities to buy zero carbon energy, that increases the market for it. If we start...
we're kind of a big industry. We're a good purchaser.
Exactly, big purchaser. So if we start
power.
procuring drugs, pharmaceuticals, and equipment from people who can manufacture that using zero carbon energy,
Yeah.
then it puts pressure on the big pharma and the big medical equipment companies to go zero carbon.
Makes
Likewise, if we're buying ambulances, if we say, well, we only want zero carbon ambulances, we
Yeah.
don't want a diesel ambulance, that suddenly creates a market.
That makes
sense.
sense.
So, I think it's a leverage point.
Yeah.
It's a multiplier effect.
Yeah.
And it's something we...
And we're
as
leading by
health
example, and we can
professionals-
feel good
as health
about it.
professionals, we're in a good position
Yeah.
to kind of advocate for that. And if you're an anesthesiologist, you're going to be worried about anesthetic gases.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone, actually.
Yep.
If you're a respiratory physician, you're going to be thinking about inhalers.
Something
So-
for everyone, and
Something
they're
for
all
everyone. Every specialty can do
fun.
something.
That's true. All right, so our top 3 are coal, planetary health diets, and leading by example in the healthcare system and
Why not?
realizing our power as a major purchaser.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Professor Sir Andy Haines. You're one of the people whose papers I have read during lonely nights in the Arctic where it is melting.
Hope they
You've been a
saved you
leading
sleep.
light for a long time, and your work has really started the movement, helped to start the movement where we're sitting now with this. There were 600 people registered for the summit that was organized on 3 weeks' notice. So we're
it's
just
amazing.
going like this with engagement, and so many incredible people in the field and entering the field. So I'm excited about what's happening this year. I'm excited about everything you've done. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
And
for all the work you do.
it's going to be an incredible year.
Yeah.
The WHO said that 2020 is the year of climate change and health.
Yeah, we have to go for it.
Yeah, we have to go for it. Cool.
Make it a
Awesome.
reality.
Well, there we go. Here from COP25 with rapporteur, Professor Sir Andy Haines, and we'll see you soon.